Hello and welcome to today's live stream. This is Anthony from Mayas Montenegro, Mayas Milano, Montenegro School. And I'm from Georgia. If you're joining now, just let me know where you're from. Let me know what your name is and where you are. Give you a good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the stream. If you're watching the recorded broadcast, also welcome to you guys as well. Thank you for watching. So we have some interesting things ready for you guys today. We're going to be talking about some phrasal verbs, some interesting sentence structures, some future tenses like future perfect, future continuous, some things like that. So let me know what's your name? Oh, hi, Conchetta from Naples. Robert. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand, Robert. You're in the comments. Okay. So, okay, you're probably using a mobile device like a tablet or something. Yeah. Hello, Julia. You know where you guys are from. We understand, okay, Conchetta is from Naples. Naples is very nice, the home of pizza, of course. Yeah, beautiful city. Thank you guys again for joining today. Julia from Pescara, nice. Great. And then let me know, what are you guys doing to keep yourselves busy during the quarantine period? What are you doing to occupy your time? So, of course, like, we are locked inside the house. We have to find something to do so we don't go crazy. Personally, I'm looking for some ideas of what to do. Some fun activities, maybe. It's like Conchetta said, I'm reading some books and watching lots of movies and series. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm doing the same thing, too. Minus the reading books part. I should read more books. I don't read much, personally. What else are you doing? What are some other ideas you have of something to do when you're bored and sitting at home? I was thinking today of maybe doing a puzzle or something like that. I don't know. I don't know where I would find one. I have to look online on Amazon or something, try to find a puzzle or play some games. Oh, Julie, I'm sleeping in. Yeah, watching TV series and movies, having some dancing classes. How can you have dancing classes when you're at home? Who is the teacher? Dancing lessons with Skype or online somehow? YouTube maybe? I don't know. Practicing yoga and trying new recipes. Well, there you go. That's a pretty good idea, actually. Some yoga, some meditation, whatever, relaxation, stuff like that. But new recipes, I like that idea. Because personally, I'm a fan of cooking. I like trying to invent new things in the kitchen. So what have you guys been cooking? Thanks to Direct on Facebook. Dancing lessons. On Facebook? Interesting. I've never heard of this. I'm interested to know how that works. I don't know what direct is. Robert says the login isn't working. Can you send me the link? Where do I find the link? I don't know where that is actually. I have a StreamYard. I guess the URL maybe at the top. Maybe I can send that. Maybe add it yourself. I don't know. I didn't add. Maybe I can say, oh, invite. Okay. Share the guest link. Okay. Maybe you can send me. Can you send me, Robert, a private chat message with your email because I can't use my phone at the moment. Yeah, I can't use my phone at the moment. My phone is my my webcam. Sorry. Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay, so he said, yes, my dancing teachers are doing direct for us, allowing us to keep practicing. Nice. Very cool. Let's do this. Yeah, I'll send you the link real quick. All right, so I emailed you the link. Well, Julia, that's kind of cool that you're able to do yoga or dancing, whatever, stuff like that. Pretty cool. I've been trying to do some exercise personally to keep like a little bit active because, of course, I live in an apartment building in Milan, right? And we have steps, like 6 floors. So I walk up and down like 3 or 4 times every day just to keep some sort of physical activity, Yeah, it's pretty good. So one of my goals, of course, as our lesson is today, is goals. One of my goals is not to get fat during the quarantine. So we have Rob joining. Whoa, he made it. Okay, Robert is here. Let's see if we can hear him. Adam.
Yay! I'm finally there. I finally got in. Woo!
You made it, dude. Nice.
Nice to see you, Anthony.
Nice to see you too, man.
Awesome.
I don't remember if we met in person.
Okay.
We probably did.
We have not. Not at all. I'm going to take this out because I seem to be echoing.
Yeah, I hear the stream keeps repeating.
Oh God, if that continues, I will leave again and I will enter again. No problem.
Okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah, actually it is.
It's better now. Okay, great. Perfect. Right, we have goals today, 10 to 13, right?
We do. We do indeed. We're going to start with that in a second.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But where are you
now,
from?
I realize I'm late, so I'm happy to jump in.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. We can start in, yeah. Julia says, I can't hear you well. I hear an annoying noise in the background. Oh, is that from me?
No, I believe that would have been our echoing before.
Probably.
I think that could have been my problem.
Okay.
Hey, Julia, nice to see you.
I think it's settled now, I guess. It sounds better.
Yeah, much better now.
So, guys, one of the first things I wanted to just ask you is, how can we think about some synonyms? Synonyms for goals. So the title of the focus is goals. What are some synonyms, other words you can use instead of goal? I'll give you a moment.
I know one.
You know one?
I know one.
Only one.
Objectives.
Objectives, you're right. Good.
Objectives.
Bravo.
Try.
Objectives is good. Conchetta, achievements.
Achievements for sure.
Yeah. When the goal is finished, then it becomes an achievement. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
a list of achievements.
Achievements you want to achieve.
Think about bow and arrow. Bow and arrow, shooting, aiming for things.
Well, there's the other one. There's one of the ones I thought of.
What can you hit with a bow and arrow? Or with a gun? What can you hit? A
There you go. You have an objective, a target, or an aim. All nouns, but aim can be like what you were talking about.
Great language with it.
But you can use aim, of course, as Robert was, like a verb. I'm aiming at my target with my bow and arrow, or with my whatever my weapon. But today is our
aim. Yeah. Remember
yeah, exactly. Julia, purposes. Okay.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, we're getting abstract here. Purposes.
Yeah. Hey.
Shall we dive in? Shall we get some language?
My purpose in life, yeah. My goal in life. So anyway, setting goals, future perfect and future perfect continuous.
Yeah, this can be really difficult language. Students get loads of confusions with some of this stuff, but we're going to warm into it, right?
We are.
Some questions.
We are. The whole grammar structure is provided here. The structure is good. We'll get the idea across. So some beautiful questions for all of us. We can talk together, Robert, about these and then see what kind of comments we get from these guys, from the people in the chat. 3 beautiful questions. What do you hope to accomplish by this time next year? And what habits do you hope to have changed?
Deep.
Yeah, really deep.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah, really deep. You have to provide a really detailed answer right now.
Oh, geez. Okay. I guess by the end of this year, I hope to have improved my Italian. Improved my Italian. Definitely. Anything you hope to have accomplished by the end of the year?
Italian is one of them for sure. Let's see. Writing a book. Let's go with that.
You hope to have written a book by the end of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Have you started?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool. That's fine. if you're just starting out now, I was going to say that's a good achievement. That's a good accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Is there any habits you hope to have changed or created by next year?
Eating less sugar, cutting down on sugar, right?
You hope to be eating or have stopped eating?
I hope to have stopped eating sugar.
Yeah. Important part at the end. Have stopped eating. Full stop.
Stopped eating anything at all.
Yeah.
No.
Conchetta has a good one down here. Let's see what she says. What's Conchetta saying?
By this time next year, I hope I'll have finished my English course. And then Julia says, I hope to have gone out at least once. Gone out of the house, right?
Me too. 2020 2020 has not started as a social year.
No. We had high
But
hopes at the beginning, man.
But they're both using this really, really well, actually. They've
Yeah.
both identified these future perfects already. I hope to have gone and I hope to have finished. I haven't even
Yeah.
introduced that, but you're using the past participles really well.
Yeah, that's it, man. They're using the tenses perfect. They look like perfect sentences. I don't see any issues.
Hit
Even
me
the
with question 3.
yeah.
Hit me.
What do you want to have achieved by the end of the day?
I hope to have cooked dinner and avoided too much sedentary television watching. At this point in time, I heard you talking about exercise and keeping fit, and this is a real slovenly period in my life with the coronavirus happening. So
Yeah.
I hope to have avoided doing nothing.
And how good are your chances on doing that?
Well, I have 3 more webinars this evening, so
Ooh.
hopefully I will have at least kept busy, but I may have stayed sitting down the whole time.
Okay.
So part way through that could be success.
So I created another question. So, what do you hope you'll have accomplished by the time the quarantine is over? Are you working on some personal projects, something like that? I'm trying to write some music, like some songs, keep my hobbies alive, stuff like that. So I'm hoping that I'll have finished my album of songs before the quarantine is finished. That's my
So
goal.
a book and an album.
Yeah, man, just everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And now is the time to do it. Now is
I
the
know.
time to do it.
I know. It's nothing too bad staying inside for me. I'm happy. I'm happy inside.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Now we'll talk a little bit about some of the past goals. What goals have you reached over the last year, over the past 5 years?
Yeah, more past participles we can use in this language. But now instead of future perfect, we can maybe use present perfect.
Of course, yeah. Let's see. What have I achieved in the last year? I achieved my goal of moving to Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
Becoming an English teacher.
Me too. I have moved to Italy. I have obtained my my teaching degree. So all of this is really useful language, past participles. Let's see what Conchetta is saying now.
Yeah. By the time the quarantine is over, I hope I'll have read all Harry Potter's books, all of them. Wow. How many are there? I'm not sure how many there are.
I think is there 7? Certainly, for anyone wanting to practice their English, Harry Potter books, apart from some of the strange terms, are really accessible books for English learners. There is a lot of new vocabulary, but because the reading age is generally targeted towards teenagers, it's not usually so stop and start. You can often find the meaning from the context. It's really nice.
I've never read a single Harry Potter book.
Definitely worthwhile. They're definitely really accessible and really quick books to read.
It's good to keep in mind.
For sure.
Another goal I thought of is obtaining my Italian driver's license. I hope I will have.
Hey, that's one I have not yet achieved yet. It's on the list. It's on the list of things to do. So congratulations.
I know, but I have to keep studying. It's crazy. The test. It's difficult.
What about question 2? What would you like to accomplish within the next year?
Well, the driver's license is definitely the next year. for sure. I hope it doesn't
Oh,
take
that's on the
2
next year.
years. Yeah, I hope. Definitely not 2 years. 5 years? 5 years. I hope I'll have joined a band. Conchita says 7. 7 books? Okay. Plus a screenplay. Julia, over the last year, I've graduated and I've found my first job. Congratulations on that. Both of those things. Wow.
Yeah, that's actually really big, Julia. So well done.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Graduating is the part that many people do. Many people graduate, but then finding a job, that's the tough part. So you've done well. Very nice.
So, what about steps you need to take to start working towards your goal? You said you had the goal of writing a book, having written a book by the end of the year. What's your next step, Anthony?
My next step is to create new situations for the character and just think of how to work that into the story.
Okay, some structure.
So
Great,
yeah.
great. This is really common. I think this is the same in Italian as well, actually, to take a step, to take another step in your goal, in your journey. In English, we would definitely take the next step with the analogy of walking through.
Yeah. Let's see. And for you, what steps for your goals?
Sure. So, guys, with the coronavirus, we're all trying to provide more language support online, and it's a great time to be touching your language online and with us. But I've also thought that would be a great way for me to level up my Italian, sorry, as well. So the next step for me in my goal of in 1 year's time, by the end of this year, I hope to have improved my Italian. The next step is to have enrolled in a course and try to make a really structured game plan for the future. Definitely. So I think finding a teacher could help me.
Yeah, there's one step to your goal, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely, Conchetta. A plan of action.
Yeah.
Plan of action. A game plan.
Yeah, like you said, game plan, plan of action. Same thing. Nice. What will you have done to reach your goal by the end of next week or next month?
This is getting serious. This is getting serious. It's asking us to pin down our intentions and not just be so loose. We need to pin them down and say, well, by the end of next week, I will have attempted to find a teacher. There's a little bit of a movement out of the way and an evasion of the pinning down of my problem. What about you, Anthony? What will you have done by the end of next week?
By the end of next week, I'll have started studying again for the driving test, the Italian driving test.
Great, good.
Because I took a break for a while, a break from studying. So I think I'll have started studying again by the end of this week for sure.
Shall we keep moving? Because I know we've got a lot of language and we've only got 25 minutes to cover some more of this.
Yeah. We've also got, let's see what Julia says real quick. By the end of next year, I'd like to have grown as a worker. And by the next 5 years, I hope to have stood on my own 2 feet. Great use of standing on your own 2 feet. Very good.
Yeah,
I agree with
then good past participles.
Nice.
Good idioms.
Okay. Best laid plans. Do you prefer to always have a game plan or to fly by the seat of your pants? What does that mean? Flying by the seat of your pants.
I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
Me too. Yeah. Do this. Do something without the necessary skill or the experience. So you don't know what you're doing and you just do it anyway. You are flying by the seat of your pants.
I like to think of this as the seat of your pants is, of course, where your bum sits in your trousers. And if you hold on to them with your hands, and you pretend you're on a roller coaster, you can really pretend, you can act out this idiom. Ah, flying by the seat of your pants. Ah.
Yeah, okay, quite literally. Yeah.
Yeah. This is fly by the
Where did
seat
this
of your pants.
expression come from? Do we know? I don't really know.
I am actually not that sure. I always just imagined it was from pilots not having a plane or something like this. Where does it come from?
Who knows? Flying by the seat of your pants. It's strange. It probably has some old like terminology, at least to birds or something. I don't know. Who knows?
By the seat of your pants. I shall search it now. Etymology.
Because it has to do with flying.
Keep going though.
But we have another term that I like to say more often than fly by the seat of your pants. I say wing it. To wing something is the same meaning. Basically, I'm going to wing it. Means that I don't have a plan and I'm just going to go into it regardless and just wing it. However, whatever happens is okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to wing it. Definitely use it.
So both have this idea of flying. So winging, as in the wings of a bird, right? Wings of a plane, and then flying by the seat of your pants. Interesting.
For sure.
Okay. Now we have a few phrasal verbs we can use when it comes to planning. Generally, it's better to plan something. So we have to plan out, to plan for, to plan on, and to plan ahead. So planning out something would be this. To formulate a detailed scheme. Okay. So I need to plan out all of the details, right?
I don't know how you like to think of this, but I like to think of a group of maybe architects or criminals or group of people who have a plan, and one of them has this plan all written out on a big piece of paper, and they've taken their piece of paper and they've just pushed it across the table and they've planned out onto the table.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. I always picture like those in like detective movies or something like that. They put those big, huge boards on the wall, and they put the different little connections, and they plan this whole scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
Like on the wall, right? All the stuff.
A schema or something. So that's why I say architects or criminals, because they often draw the details of their scam or their building, as it may, whichever group you decide to use to plan out. Common things are planning out your week, for example. When you sit down and you have your agenda and you think, this needs to go here, this needs to go there. Yeah.
Vacations as well. She planned out her whole vacation, every detail, all the restaurants, all of the hotels, flight tickets, everything. Yeah, planning it all out, making sure every detail is covered.
Oh, and what do you plan for?
Planning for a party.
Yeah, now I don't know about you, Anthony, but I often find myself using this in the negative form rather than the positive. Okay. Or the imperative, for example, giving people warning. Things like, I didn't plan for, I don't know, as many people. I didn't plan for rain. Or maybe a warning. Easter, hopefully coronavirus lets us have an Easter this year.
Yeah.
But Easter is really famous in Italy for always raining, just as you want to go for a picnic. So you could use the imperative form here and say, remember, plan for rain.
Okay.
Yeah, plan for rain. Make sure you plan. Now, plan for is really similar to plan on. They're
Yeah, really, really close.
we've in this focus we've separated it out, but in
Hmm.
reality I probably use these synonymously. I don't know about you, Anthony.
Exactly. Yes, definitely. I typically would say plan on for like everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for example, my previous example of
Mhm.
plan on rain, or
Right.
I didn't plan on rain, or plan for rain, is I for me I feel they're really synonymous.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not much of a difference, I think. Plan on. Um, for example, if we're talking about a party or a gathering, something. Don't plan on Sam coming. He's been sick all week, so don't expect that he is going to come.
Yeah.
Don't be ready for that. Don't be prepared for him. Probably he will not come.
Again, this is really common in the negative. You can totally
Mhm.
say it positive. I plan on being prepared at all times. It's totally fine. But I
Mhm.
just often hear this in negative. Don't plan on Sam coming.
Right. Yeah, me too. Um, yeah, generally we would say like plan ahead for positive situations, because plan ahead it's almost redundant, because if you plan, it's going to be before the action takes place. But we emphasize, okay, plan ahead. This is going to be a serious action that takes place before the event or before the
Yeah,
thing.
we're really using that word ahead to emphasize that you need to
Hmm.
be prepared. Again, another really good one for imperatives, telling people to plan ahead. You can be in a business and be the leader, or a parent maybe, and say, remember to plan. And that's totally fine. But sometimes you just want that emphasis to remind the person it's really important. And we can add this word ahead. Remember to plan ahead. When to plan? Plan ahead.
Ahead.
Don't plan like 2 minutes before.
Yes.
Plan ahead. Way
Yes.
before.
Mhm.
Plan with plenty of time beforehand.
In advance. It definitely helps to do that, especially
Yeah,
for
in advance is another great, yeah,
occasions.
like you said,
Yeah.
in
Hmm.
advance.
So, one example, they planned ahead and bought their tickets online so they wouldn't have to wait online.
Now, take away ahead. Does that sentence sound same or different? We need to be able to conjugate these phrasal verbs as
Sure.
well.
Nice. By the time, simple present, by the time she finishes writing her novel, and then of course we have the subject will have been, verb with being. She will have been writing for 3 years.
Yeah, no, I don't know about you, Anthony, but
Oof.
I find students can get muddled in our future
Mm.
tenses in English. We
Yeah.
have future simple,
Hmm.
which is a really functioning future, and you should all at level 10 13 should all be super confident with that.
Yeah,
If not, guys, get studying. The future simple should be in complete control by now.
absolutely.
Future perfect. In fact, the next one to look at is future continuous, which
Mm.
is an action happening in the future. Now, these two can often get muddled, especially the future continuous, when we start adding the future perfect and the future perfect continuous.
Yeah,
Remember, the perfect is always some sort of action that's relevant to the point in time, but not necessarily happening at the point in time we're talking about. And we're going to have some really good examples here of the future perfect.
yeah, yeah. So that's a good point about being relevant to another time. The
Mm.
perfect tenses always connect two different points. So present perfect, an action in the past that is connected to the present, that is related to it. Future perfect, a future action that is related to another future action.
Yeah.
So always
This,
comparing
this
these
is
two
really
actions
where
together.
prepositions come important. Words like by or at. Remember, at is talking about what's happening at a time, whereas by is really useful for this kind of language, which is talking about completed action by a time. So we would maybe use it with the future perfect. But to really clarify this, we need some examples, I think.
Yeah, yeah. We'll keep going through. Okay, by the time she finishes writing her novel, she will have been writing for 3 years. Okay. So by 7 p.m., I will have been working for 12 hours straight. Okay, so right now it is not 7 p.m., but when we arrive at 7 p.m., when 7 p.m. is here, then when we look back from that point, 12 hours until 7 p.m., it will be 12 hours straight, looking at it from that future perspective.
So again, just to clarify, there's real difference between by 7 p.m. I will have been working for 12 hours and at 7 p.m. I will stop, or I will be resting, or I will be working. So that future continuous describes what's happening at 7 p.m. But that preposition by is a really crucial part in this that says up to that point. At that point, we're going to be looking back, like you said.
Nice. Yeah. So other...
Okay, shall we finish these sentences? Anyone in the notes? That's you, Julia. That's you, Conchetta. I want you trying to finish these examples. By the time I get home, maybe you could vent that one because I reckon you're probably still at home.
Yeah, I imagine too. By the time I get home,
Are you still with us, Anthony? Is my connection okay? You're moving around a little bit funny.
Oh, okay. I see you. Yeah. Can you see me? I guess not. No, I'm still here. Hello.
Okay, good, because you're in a bit of a delay for me. So if I'm in a delay, it's maybe both of us that's having a problem.
Okay.
But never mind. Let's soldier on. To soldier
Yes.
on, we've got 10 minutes more to fill this with loads of examples of the future perfect continuous.
By the time I finish working, by this time next year. Oh, okay, so for me today, by the time I finish working, I will have been working for 1 hour. So that's in 1 hour. So at 5 o'clock, I will only have worked 1 hour for today.
Hey, by the time I finish working, I will have been working in several different locations. So we don't have to stick to time. It can be now the future. Any continuous with English, we are usually concerned with some sort of movement, some sort of action that's going on for more than just a second, some sort of continuous action. But we don't necessarily have to identify the time, but identifying the time really roots us for us as learners into practicing it. And we can burst out of that and become more creative by practicing first that time. So finish me the last one for me, Anthony.
By this time next year, I'll have lived in Italy for 5 years.
That's a super interesting one. Now, you just used a future perfect rather than a future perfect continuous, which is really interesting because live is one of these special verbs that can be really confusing for learners. Now, which one is more correct? I will have been living or I will have lived. Now, native English speakers really dynamically choose this completely naturally, depending on whether they want to treat the word live as a stative verb or as a continuous, an active verb. We slip between these two really naturally because living is an action. You do it, you live life.
Yeah.
But native speakers, when we treat a hobby or an action or a thing that we've been doing for a long time, we start to identify with that verb and we start to identify it as a state. For example, smoking cigarettes. You all know someone who's a smoker. Now, smoking is an active verb. It's an action. But if you're a smoker, it's probably in your mind as more of a state. It's more of something, an identity, a thing that you have, a part of what you do as every day. So native English speakers really move naturally between understanding an action as a state or a action, and live and work and study are really, really common examples of this. But big tip of the day, if you're an English learner and you're not sure what to use, just do the continuous because you're not going to make a mistake with the continuous. But be careful, one small thing, don't use state verbs in the continuous form. Okay?
Nice. That's a good point. That's actually the reason why I used the verb lived in here. So we can talk a little bit about that, the difference between the verbs. Yeah. So well, usually I would say something
I
like
went off on a rant.
yeah, no, it's perfect. You can see me still? Okay.
Yeah, you're there.
Okay.
There's a slight lag, but it's no problem.
So yeah, usually I would say something like I will have been living. Maybe if I wanted to even emphasize that it's the length of time, make it a little bit stronger. That this is a long time now. But yeah, either one in this case we can use lived or living. By the time I finish, graduate, retire, get home, get married, get a promotion. By the time I finish, let's see. By the time I finish studying for the Italian driving exam, I will have been studying for 2 years. Yeah, I'll have been studying for 2 years. That's a long time for one test.
Hey, it will all be worth it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
You don't seem so optimistic.
Because then that means driving in Italy. It can be a challenge sometimes. No, I'm happy.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's nerve-wracking.
Mm.
Any of the students, Julia and Conchetta, if you want to, I want you to get your fingers out and get typing really fast. We've only got 6 minutes left. I want to get your examples up on the screen. Get in there.
Let's see what you
By
got.
the time I retire, I will have been working for more years than the previous generations.
Because the retirement age is changing.
You still with me, Anthony?
Mm-hmm. Is it because the retirement age is changing?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
For something again, very similar to plan on, basically interchangeable. Same ones. Plan for,